Thanks, Maggie. And joining us from Red Deer, Alberta this morning is Wilson Chowdhry. He is the chairman of the British Pakistani Christian Association. Wilson, Saturday night, you're in Edmonton. You come from London. Unfortunately, terrorist attacks have become common there. What were your thoughts when you heard this had happened?
I was quite surprised. It's not something I expected in a place like Edmonton, especially having come from a place in London where I was actually aware of a jihadist trainer involved in the training of the trio involved in the London Bridge attack. I'd reported him to the police 2 years ago, and it seems this individual was also on the radar of Canadian police. It's just a very difficult situation for police to work under when evidence is hard to find and communities don't speak up openly enough.
Now, unfortunately, these kinds of incidents, whether it's in Europe and now in Canada, are not surprising. What can Canadians do? What as Christians, what do we need to be doing right now?
We really need to be aware of our neighbours, maybe engaging with our Muslim community, ensuring that we have contacts who we can go to when we suspect somebody may have been radicalised. I mean, I didn't have anybody to go to. I did report it to the police, and the police didn't seem to take too much action on the basis of the comments I was making, and two other non-Muslims. And I feel that sometimes the expert witnesses are those within the Muslim community themselves. If we're able to express our concerns to members of that community, I believe police would then be able to react more effectively, knowing that the evidence that would be submitted from somebody who knows someone from perhaps a mosque would be more, at a better level than somebody who just knows somebody from a peripheral aspect, if that makes sense. So now it really is about just engaging and making sure that we befriend our Muslim neighbours, but really make them understand any concerns we have about radicalisation.
What has happened within the community in London and in England and actually the whole UK as a result of these attacks? Has it put a lot of fear in the culture, and would that be something that we could expect to see here?
People in communities are frightened. I know that from in the area that I live, we held a interfaith harmony event. And just hearing the perspectives from different people was a chance to melt some of the mythology behind our faiths. But also, it did also highlight the fact that we realised that often the Muslim community can be quite aloof because of community connections, because of the way that they interacted with each other culturally. And so there is this very imminent need for better integration. And I think that's something that we as Christians can do, because our churches are open to people of all ilks, of all cultures, of all backgrounds. And if anything, if we're going to change society, then one way that we will do this is by sharing the gospel of Christ, which is full of love, and making people realise that Christians and other humans are not evil or not the misconceived people of demonic nature that often people from other faiths may suspect, because they don't truly understand the origins of the Christian faith or other faiths. It really is sharing our gospel, making sure people understand that Christ came, he promoted peace and love and unity amongst all people, but in particular taught us a better way of life that could lead to eternal salvation. And I, for one, have always been doing this with people with all faiths, and will continue to do so. Really pray and hope that other Christians do the same.
Okay, thank you, Wilson, and we look forward to having you on some upcoming programs, and thank you, and appreciate you joining us today. We'll have more of 100 Huntley Street right after this.